place has been kicked, it's been battered, it's been bruised, and I can sit up here and give you coach speak all day long. Knock us down, we're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, all right? And we're going to stand up, and then it's going to...
We the Detroit Lions. We the Detroit Lions. Stop playing with us.
Y'all give me a chance to showcase what I can do when they try to bury me, dog. But they can't bury what comes from the dirt.
Extra, read all about it. What up, Go Lions? This is MCBK episode 10. And it's almost football season, baby.
10. Let's go.
But it's still baseball season. Don't forget that.
And we're loving it. Tonight on the pod. How you doing, Hesser?
You know, I'm feeling a little loopy, to be honest. So I'm looking forward to this very much.
Awesome. Welcome back from Hawaii, Scotty.
Thank you, sir. I'll try to match that energy, JD. I don't know if I organically feel loopy, but I'll try to get into form with you. We can kind of find alignment there. But yeah, first episode as a husband. I've got some new bling to show off here.
Nice.
So that's fun stuff. Had a great wedding, great honeymoon. Everything is it's just I feel fully rejuvenated, recharged. I haven't had a vacation that's actually allowed me to return with that in a long time. So yeah, Hawaii was definitely a success. I have this Hawaiian shirt. It's actually a Detroit Tigers Hawaiian shirt for the YouTube watchers at home to look at. But I have no idea where I actually got this shirt. It really just spawned into my closet one day. So yeah,
it's a dope shirt. Really dope shirt.
Thank
awesome.
You. No idea where it's from again, but thank you. Yeah, we're fired up. Glad to be back.
I see we got Tigers cooking on the ticker as number 5, but we might as well just
rip it.
Big win. Big win. We're firmly in the mix.
We're firmly in the mix. Right back in time for me to return to the mainland. The Tigers returned from their West Coast swing where they went 7-2. They won all 3 series out there. What was that? Sacramento against the gimmicky A's in that AAA ballpark.
Sacramento.
Yeah, the gimmicky A's in their little what do they call, a sandbox of a ballpark there. Then Seattle and San Francisco to cap it off. And then, yeah, big win tonight versus Cleveland. They're hunting. I think tomorrow they can get to 500 with a win if they win tomorrow.
All right. Let's get back to 500 and see what happens.
Loving it, man.
And I also see on the screen producer Tim and special guest.
Yeah, man. Joining us is an official ball knower, but more importantly, a godfather, podfather of the game. You might know him from the Arby Show. You might know him from United Gamers. You might know him from Movie Magic. Joining us tonight is the arbiter, Garrett Moscow.
What's up, everyone? And proud honor to be on this lovely podcast. You guys have been doing wonderful, and let's get on with it, shall we?
Garrett,
let's get on with it.
You've paved the way for content creation. You were doing this with the RB Show 15 years ago. You showed us the way, my man. So it's an honor to have you on. You've been doing this long before any of us.
I appreciate the kind words, Scott. Also want to give a shout out to Mr. Milko. He was also my co-partner, and also Tim. He was also the original producer of the show as well. So, but we all made it together, man. We the RB Show. It's all one big happy family. But I'm happy to be on the show, like I said, and Motor City Ball Knowers. We're ready to rock and roll.
We're keeping the legacy going, and tonight we want to give you some rapid fire August football season starting talk. Let's start with the big news. Ja extension.
Ja money. Highest paid back in the league. Well deserved. It was one of those things that you knew was going to happen. It was inevitable. There was no doubt. And by all accounts, it wasn't really a distraction in camp. I think these types of things are new for us as Lions fans, where we've got these star players that are deserving of these record-setting contracts, and they're going to sometimes sit out of practice. And that's how it goes when you're good. and when you have good players that need new deals. So never a doubt, well-deserved, best back in the league, no question. Well, I guess Bijan's pretty good too, but I like
money.
Ja.
If you count the money, if you're counting the money, Gibbs just airs out Bijan by I think 500 grand,
1,000, I believe.
250,000 according to Garrett.
I like Ja waiting it out, becoming the highest paid guy. I think that's awesome, and he deserves it. So, Scott, I didn't know if you had a chance to kind of look at how the deal itself broke down, but it sounds like it's another Disner masterclass in terms of a team-friendly deal.
As far as I mean, it's hard to call it like a market-setting extension as team-friendly because you're paying someone at the top of their position. And yeah, that's awesome. It's kind of a funny little game of chicken there between Atlanta and Detroit. Bijan and Jamhyr both kind of holding. What do you call it? Holding in these days, where you're holding, but you're not practicing. And
dude, remember when T.O. would like hold out and do like sit-ups in his driveway, and like they literally didn't come to practice?
I just saw a tweet today from some random account that was like, I think it was. They said it was 21 years ago today. T.O. was doing sit-ups in his driveway. He's just saying all sorts of cryptic stuff, talking about like Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb. It's just hilarious. I mean,
21 years ago, Timmy and I were probably playing wiffle ball in his backyard.
Hell yeah. But sounds like a good deal in terms of it's kicking some of like it opens up money for this year, and then also it's like the guarantees, the exact structure. I'm looking into it right now. Obviously, it's 51 million guaranteed. I think that heaviest cap hit would be in like 2028, if I'm not mistaken. And then if the deal can roll into 2029, I mean, I don't see any reason why we'd want to cut him at that point. Something must have gone really off the rails, but I know that there are some like different sorts of incentives in there that allow you to get out of the deal for like a minimal, I think you still have some dead money, but regardless, I mean, if everything goes the way that, we want it to, we're not looking to cut Jamhyr Gibbs in two off seasons from now. So there are some incentives. There's incentives in the deal. It looks like we're going to get, I think it's 800 yards receiving that he can get to, and that'll be something that he gets rewarded for in compensation. So
all right,
sorts of stuff like that.
Let's get him the rock.
Let's get him the rock in the receiving game, not just rushing too. So
Garrett, Garrett, do you like the deal?
Absolutely. I think the contract,
Fuck. Technical difficulty.
No boy.
The contract itself, I think they did a really good job. Like you said, it's a Disner masterclass. Like the final 2 years has the most like cap hit, but it does give us a shot to like at least like re-sign Brian Branch and potentially before as well. So I think the overall, like I said, the overall structure of the contract, it's pretty team friendly in my opinion. So yes, I absolutely love this deal.
Let's go. Moscow approved. Yeah, I think it's good. We got him locked up for a while, so that's what you want to do with your good players.
Next 5 years, baby.
What do we got next? We got bad news next.
Cade Mays.
We'll start with the good, go with the bad next. Is Cade Mays gets like a small bone in his wrist that's fractured, I believe was the report. I think from Rappaport yesterday, the team came out and basically, I think Campbell said it's a wrist. He's going to be out for a while. But I think when you saw that exact quote at first, you think season ender. It might be, but for right now, we're seeing he could be back by week 6, right after the bye, or right.
I think after the bye, yeah.
Sorry, after the bye, that's
around like week 6, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, it's because we're off in week 6, but yeah, so week 7, and that's kind of the timeline for right now. I think that's one. I will say a wrist injury, especially like a small bone like that, and at that position where you're grabbing and pushing, and you need such torque on that part of your body. I would say err on the side of caution and be conservative with that timeline and say make sure that thing is fully healed and the aggravation risk is as low as possible, because the last thing you want to have is a setback there. And such an important position. It was the position of need that the team identified in the offseason with committing that money to Cade Mays.
Yeah, I'm pretty annoyed. This is just getting like so ridiculous. These injuries to this team, and I was a big like next man up. Like, yeah, I'm coach, right? I'm coach. I have to say that next man up, but it's annoying. Like as a fan, it's very annoying that this continues to happen to good players on the team, and it sucks. And like you expect, like guys are gonna get hurt. It's the NFL. It's a physical sport. It's going to happen, but the volume that it just continues to happen out with the Lions, it's like, it's annoying. It's really freaking annoying. Now, I do think they're somewhat built to withstand this, and I think the timing is probably as optimal as it can be with the stretch of games that they're going to have when he's out. You know, it's not the most difficult stretch of the season, and he will have time to come in and hopefully hit the ground running and gel with the rest of the guys over the course of the second half of the season. But it's just annoying. These injuries are getting so old.
Yeah, fully agree, and it just we keep getting like snake bitten by it. But again, I think we avoided worst case catastrophe scenario here with Cade Mays. A bone fracture should heal. Knock on wood. I'm at a wood kitchen table here. Knock on wood that the bone heals and it's a clean heal, and bones heal back stronger. So it's not like some soft tissue thing that could linger and re-aggravate. It's not some muscle tear or ligament tear. So let's hope that it's just a clean, easy recovery. Again, I think they should take the conservative route and wait as long as possible to make sure he's fully good for, November, December. That's when we really need him down that stretch. And there's a tough stretch of games down the stretch for us. And it's such an important position. It's paramount to this offense functioning and Jared Goff functioning and keeping that pocket clean. So, I think something to bring in is, let's go back to the David Montgomery trade. Like that throw-in of Juice Scruggs was not just a throw-in. Like that's going to be an important asset. And he's been out of practice with something. They said it's something minor. So, but he needs
it's like a soft tissue injury.
He needs to start getting reps with Goff ASAP.
Absolutely.
So hopefully he gets back out there soon because he's going to be the guy for most of all of September and probably most of October.
It's probably him. I think there's an outside chance it's McLaughlin. Who I know they really like a lot. And, if you're looking for things to watch for this Thursday, that's probably one of them in the preseason is how does he look? A lot of people from this state have memories of him snapping the ball over Jalen Milroe's head a few times against Michigan in that Rose Bowl.
I think under his legs a few times too. I think he was going high and low.
Yeah, he had a rough game, but he also did win the Ringington Award for being the best center in college, I think that year, and then tears the Achilles and goes undrafted. So that's a guy that they seem to like a lot, and there's some upside there. I think Scruggs is obviously more proven as an NFL player. He's started games at center, so more than likely he's the guy. I don't want to see any of this Ratledge is getting reps at center. No, we'll get to training camp in a second. And it sounds like Tate has looked pretty legit at right guard, maybe taking that step, that year 1 to year 2 step that you want to see. So I'm not in that camp at all. I wasn't last year. I'm not this year. Just let's hold down the fort for 5 games, maybe 6, and get Cade back and get rolling.
Our boy Al Karsten had a good tweet yesterday, right off the backing of the Cade Mays news. I'll read it off. It goes, Juice Scruggs was the 8th highest graded center from weeks 1 through 7 in the 2024 season with a 69.6 PFF offensive grade. I love the way he can cherry pick stats. He does it. Al Karsten, if you ever listen to this, I want you to say you are the best at just finding the most niche stat and finding a little sample size. It's great. I love it. So, but hey, it shows that he was functional though. He played starter level snaps for about a third of the season and graded out pretty well. 8th highest center is nothing to scoff at. Minimum of 200 snaps. So I think Scruggs has shown he can be competent, but the issue is he needs to get those reps in training camp with Goff ASAP. So
yeah, they got some time to.
We got time. We got about a month.
You guys are forgetting about Michael Neese.
Michael Neese, he is on the team.
He's on the roster. We'll see if he makes it.
Calling it right now.
Shout out Michael Neese. This is a Michael.
Calling
Neese
Michael
podcast.
Neese All Pro Center this year.
This is a Michael Neese podcast.
Let's go put the money in the Powerball. Let's win tonight.
What do you think about Cade Mays?
Well, like JD said, it's just annoying. It's just bad luck, and it's like I feel like every year we get snake bitten by freaking injuries like all the time. So obviously it sucks, but I do think Juice Scruggs can hold down the fort for at least 5 weeks because our first like 5 games, like outside of Buffalo, it's pretty winnable. I mean, you just got to like hope and pray that everyone just stays healthy, and then we just got to take care of business. I mean, it's on us.
Injuries have been. It's easily one of the top 2 or 3 reasons why this team hasn't won a Super Bowl in the last 3 years, whatever it's been. Like, there's no question about it, and it sucks. Like, you get these fluky. This injury was supposedly a fluky one. He got chopped in the wrist in a like non-padded practice, and he's out for 10 weeks. So it reminds me a lot of when I broke my wrist in 5th grade playing baseball. I got hit by a pitch by none other than Scott Wolf. Scott Wolf beamed me, dude, and I broke my wrist, and it hurt really bad. So Scott Wolf, if you're listening to this, I have not forgotten about that. And I got a really cool neon green cast.
I broke my wrists, both my wrists. I broke one at Coach Porter's basketball camp doing backwards running drills like on the hardwood. And I tripped and I broke my fall with my left wrist or right wrist. And then later that year, I was running for the bus at Derby with my viola for bus 12. And I was running down the ice.
So you were that little kid just running with the fucking viola.
Wait, Ann, wait, I'll make it. And I
Miss Ann, the bus driver.
And I slipped and I broke my other wrist.
Dude, speaking of coaches, shout out Coach Porter. What a man he was. He was a heck of a middle school ball coach.
Definitely.
And a Chico's coach.
And a Chico's coach.
And a Chico's Day Birmingham coach out at the where is that in like
Joe Dumars Fieldhouse.
Joe Dumars Fieldhouse out in like Utica or wherever that is. So that was awesome. He came and did that just out of his spare time. Like, I think some of the we put together I think some of the parents, and we put together a nice like gift card for him at the end of the year. But still, he did not have to come out and coach us on spend his Sunday afternoons with a bunch of idiots, 15-year-old, 16-year-old idiots out there. We caused a lot of issues, man. I think the Joe Dumars Fieldhouse did not like us. That was such an awesome squad. It was fun.
I'm surprised you guys didn't get banned at that point.
But I think we did at one point. So like
I think Jake Badalmente hard fouled.
Yeah, I was about to say
an opponent and
tackled someone.
We got put on probation.
He got put out.
Yeah. So let's transition from Chico's Day Birmingham to training camp. We're kind of in the thick of it, boys. We have a preseason game on Thursday, first one, which we'll get to some things to I think to look for in that game, but definite buzz with a lot of guys, as there always is in training camp, and I think. With some of these guys, you got to take it with a grain of salt and see how it translates in when the lights are bright. But there's really one guy in particular that is getting pretty rave reviews across the board from our trusted colleagues in Allen Park, specifically J-Raj, shout out J-Raj, and Colton, shout out Colton, our guys. That really, and this fires me up, and it's JMO taking that leap from, good receiver to like, dare I say, elite, borderline top 10. I think that's fair.
We might have like a wide receiver 1A, 1B situation rather than a 1 and 2 as we've had in recent years.
Yeah, by all accounts, all the reports coming out of camp are that Jamhyr is really taking this game to the next level. Route tree is complete. Contested catches over the middle. I even saw today, a write-up from today, he like took a knee at the 1 in a situational session when the offense just needed to like run out the clock and kick a game-winning field goal instead of taking it all the way to the house. Like Jamhyr.
I will say, I think that might be the level of like where training camp like buzz and just like affirmations. It's like, okay, like are we really gonna like celebrate like taking a knee in a practice? Like, come on, let's pump the brakes a little bit. I don't want to pump the brakes on the Jamhyr praise though. And JD, I will acknowledge I'm going to lean on you a lot in this episode in terms of the training camp news and buzz and things that are happening, because I was mostly off the grid in Hawaii. I'll be honest. I was basically off my internet, off my phone for the majority of the trip. So I've only caught just little glimpses here and there of what's going on in Allen Park. But the one thing about Jamhyr that I did see that I think I've seen from multiple beat writers is he's catching the ball like out with his hands. And in past years, he would really let the ball like come into his chest and, clank off the shoulder pads. It leads to more drops. And him making a concerted, conscious effort to get out and, hands catch the ball. I mean, that's something you learn in like early days of football, but it's hard for some guys. That's
how you always caught the ball, Scott. You're a hands guy.
I did try. I would try. And, but no, that's great news for Jamhyr. And it's awesome to hear that. It's just awesome for the offense. I think it's hard for defenses to game plan when you look and you say, I've got Amon-Ra here, I've got Jamhyr over there, we've got Laporta that can, leak out and be a mismatch against our linebackers. You got to also think about now this running back in the backfield that's the highest paid running back in the league. It's just fun to imagine all these guys together and with a really consistent, reliable quarterback at the helm. So absolutely, we'll clap it up for Jamhyr. I mean, awesome knee at the 1 yard line. Sure. We'll clap it up for that too. But so yeah, JD, if there's any other, camp rumblings and things, I think the Devin White signing was actually one of the things that got my attention to like turn off airplane mode and go on my phone and send some texts about. I love Devin White. That guy's he ran like a 4.4 flat as a linebacker.
I think that stretch he had with the Bucs for a couple of years, like he
lights out.
He was one of the best linebackers in the league.
Yeah.
So I love that too, Scott. I love bringing a guy like that in, and you know what you have in Campbell. But I think there's fair like who's kind of that like off ball linebacker now that Anzalone is out, which he got shook pretty bad by Garrett Wilson in training camp today. I saw, but that's a tough cover. Anyway,
as I say, Garrett Wilson's an incredible route runner, so I won't hold that against him too much.
But I think that like that off-ball linebacker spot is definitely not solidified by any means. Rodrigo has been a little dinged up, and I think I love Rodrigo, but he's kind of like he was a 6th round pick. He's a quality linebacker guy you want on your team.
The ceiling is limited. The ceiling's limited there.
He's kind of like a fringe starter. So if you can get some other guys and there's some more competition, you got Devin White, and then another guy that's been making plays at linebacker is undrafted rookie Eric Hunter. Is like getting run with the ones and like he picked off Jared in a scrimmage a couple days ago. Campbell was raving about him today. So like again, he's an undrafted rookie out of Morgan State, I think. Really small school.
I will say he was a name that was flagged as like a priority signing though. I think Eric Hunter was one of those guys that was like they actually gave him like somewhat serious money mean, for undrafted free agent standards.
So I'm not saying he's going to start or anything, but he's a guy who like you're seeing his name a lot. And then I guess just sticking with the linebackers, former Spartan Joe Bacci.
I've been hearing this too, actually. Yeah.
Joe Bacci.
On the defensive side or more special teams?
On defense, with the 2s and the 3s. So not really with the 1s, but a lot of recognition from our Spartan dog Bocce with the 2s and 3s. So it's good. It's good to hear that. I think it probably ends up being Rodrigo, but maybe it is Devin White. Who knows? Like if Devin White isn't, like, I think playing next to Jack Campbell is going to make anybody better also. So if Devin White, who has some sketchy PFF grades, if you give a crap about those, and like a lot of missed tackles, you can't really argue those. If maybe you give him like less of a role as a linebacker and playing next to a Campbell, he could thrive. He had like 175 tackles last year
for a very bad Raiders team. So you wonder how much of that is
sorry,
just kind of
Paul Battetti, but your Raiders suck.
just cleaning up the scraps there. But I think his role and his specialty is more of like as a blitzer linebacker rather than like a pass coverage linebacker. So, that's Kenny Walecki's.
Okay.
Walecki's.
Oh yeah, he.
I don't know. Is he on our team?
He had so many sacks one year. I remember at State.
Yeah.
Kenny, for those listening on Spotify or Apple, we have a picture of Kenny Willekes.
Yeah.
Up on the screen. Yeah.
So we'll
there
go. Yeah. I mean, he got a little bit of run with the Vikings for a bit, like 5 years ago. But I was gonna say, in terms of a role for like maybe like a smaller pigeonholed role for Devin White could be kind of what they wanted Derek Barnes to be, as like this blitzing linebacker that comes off the edge on third downs and kind of create some havoc because he can get after the quarterback fast. The guy's a crazy athlete. And that might be something a role that they can try him out in. And I know, speaking of linebackers and enough more injuries, Jimmy Rolder, the 4th round pick, sounds like he's going to be down for quite a while. I don't know if is that a season ender? I don't
think it is a season ender.
I know it's it is a long-term injury though. At least like a month or two, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yeah, that sucks. He's out for a bit, and then
that's what led to the Devin White signing, if I'm not right.
Yeah, that's why we signed him.
And then Derek Moore, sticking with the Michigan men, has been out for about a week with a groin. I think he's set to come back pretty soon, but you don't want him missing too much time. Like we need him. We need him rounding into form, and I guess we can transition to the D line. The Bash Bros in the middle, Tyleek and Aleem, are wreaking havoc at camp. They're making it really difficult for the Lions offensive line, which I'd rather have that than not. I'd rather have Aleem and Tyleek looking good against our O-line versus the O-line, because as we know, that pass rush, like, talk about reasons why they haven't won a Super Bowl, pass rush is right up there, I think, with injuries, just inconsistent. So if those two guys can get some push, that's really exciting. You know what you're getting with Hutch. And then two names of guys under the radar who you might be like, who are these guys if you're not as tuned in? Tyler Lacey is one who is having a great camp. He plays for the Lions. It's called Big Edge. So he plays like opposite Hutch, and his job really is to like stuff the run and clean up scraps, as you were kind of saying, Scott.
So that's like the DJ. That's what they signed like DJ Wanham for, right? That same role,
right?
That Big Edge.
So Wanham, and then same position is Ahmed Hassani, last year's 6th round pick, is having a really good camp. I guess had an injury scare a couple days ago, but he's fine. So you get a couple guys like that just adds to the depth. I think what's scary about that D line still is there's not a whole lot outside of Tyleek and Aleem on the inside. Levi hasn't looked great by all accounts. Mekhi Wingo hasn't really, taken that step, it seems like. So that could be a problem all season. It just, the depth behind Tyleek and Aleem just isn't there, and I don't know where they're going to find it.
Yeah. Levi, is he out there playing, or is he banged up again? I don't know.
Levi's out there. He's
out
like
there.
running with the threes. So that's like you want to see a guy like Skylar Gill Howard, rookie, kind of take advantage of that ideally, which sounds like hasn't quite happened yet. But again, we're like a week and a half into camp, so a lot of this stuff is going to shake out over the course of the next couple of weeks.
It's a fluid situation. There's a funny Ahmed Hassanin tweet that I just have to bring up. It was, I think, yesterday's practice. It's Colton Pouncey. I think other beat reporters wrote about it too. It goes, Ahmed Hassanin just took a knee after a red zone period, puked, then yelled at the top of his lungs and sprung to his feet for the next drill. And the crowd, I guess, loved it and had a big uproar. So that's great. We love a good puke and rally.
Yeah, we love a good puke and rally.
Hassanin, he'll be a fan favorite if he gets out there. Just the quotes of him, like, I'll die for you, coach. He just seems like a guy that he'll be a really, easy fan favorite for people. It's a bummer he missed most of last year with an injury, but let's see if he can carve himself out a little role.
His whole game is based off of like just being relentless and effort, and he'll get, sacks just by not giving up on the play. So that's a guy that you like. I mean, you take a chance on that guy versus the latter. The last name I just wanted to say defensively, because there's not a ton offensively. There's one for sure that I wanted to point out, but Nick Whiteside, cornerback, is people should know he is firmly in the mix to get some playing time, like with the starters. He's having a great camp. Justin Rogers kind of compared his personality to Rock Ya-Sin, where they're not these loud, boisterous cornerbacks. They just kind of go about their business, and they don't get into all that. And I think that's awesome. So that's really nice to hear, especially after what we all know happened with Terrion, and we've talked about that a lot on here. Getting some more depth at the cornerback position is never a bad thing. So Whiteside had a great game in the Legion of Whom battle against the Bucks. I think he had 4 pass breakups. With Scott, we were at that game, weren't we?
Yeah, me, you, Bertrand, and Spence.
Yeah, Birdie was shocked with just Ford Field. He couldn't believe it. How crazy.
Was that his first time there since the Lions became good in the Dan Campbell era?
I think it was. I think that's why he was so it's dude, this is crazy.
It is crazy.
He ain't wrong.
Crazy.
You used to be able to just on Sunday. I used to wake up in the late 2010s. Maybe I'll go to the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it'd be a lot of empty seats, and I would get a $40 ticket, find decent seat. I would just roll to a game solo sometimes.
It was sleepy place.
And you'd watch the game, have a few, and just kind of is oh, it's cool to see the Lions. I like this team. And then you go in there now. It feels like a prime time holiday event. It's almost
dude.
Yeah,
it's the most insane thing ever.
I feel after a game, I feel like I just was in a 12-round boxing match. It's taxing on your body.
Yeah. You're an incredible fan though, JD.
Yeah.
You do give it your all. You give it your all up there, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I do.
You had a guy, a fellow Lions fan, called you what did he call you? A pipsqueak. Told you to sit down at that very Bucks game.
I did.
Seriously, I didn't hear this.
Oh, I got this guy. We were up in the 300 level, and if you've been up there, that just no good up there. Nothing good happens in 300 plus.
I've sat in that 300s before, so I have my fair share.
I was standing up a lot, fired up, and I think he called me little guy.
That might be it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. He said, "Sit down, little guy."
You should just.
It was Monday Night Football. How are you not going to be standing up? Come on,
dude. We were wearing the blacks. We had the Legion of Whom out there. Yeah, that was fun.
It sounds. I wanted to pick up quick on the Nick Whiteside just cornerback talk. It sounds like Ennis. This is the guy I left off with right before, in our last episode 3 weeks ago. I said I really want to see what's going on with Ennis Rakestraw. He's one of the biggest names that I want to follow during training camp. I've seen a few things where he had like a good / bad day where it's like the results were bad because Amon-Ra and Jamhyr just come down with everything, but he was like right there in coverage with them in lockstep, which is not easy to do. They're both, great route runners, very fast, just skilled receivers, top 10, 15 in the league. I mean, Amon-Ra is top 5, but so it was one of those where it's like the results were tough, but apparently he's still kind of sticking it out with them, staying step by step with them. So, but it does sound like Rock Ya-Sin has the inside edge at that starting CB2 position on the outside, based on what I've seen. So
I think they like him a lot. I think they
trust him. Yeah,
they know what they're gonna get. He's good in the run game. He's got a really cool name, and he's a vet. And like Campbell loves these vets. He loves them.
Yeah.
This might be a dumbass question, but do you think because our defense practices against such an elite offense, they're going up against Amon-Ra, Jamhyr Gibbs, like Laporta, like that's got to make our defense better. Do you guys think?
100%.
Yeah, not a dumbass question.
100%, dude.
Not a dumbass question.
I think about our Country Day lacrosse team this spring.
Yeah.
Shout out DCD boys. Do that as much as I can. Shout the boys out. But like our defense versus our offense, it was two awesome units. Like our guys got better in practice than they did in games because they were all so good and they would practice against each other every day. So that's not a dumb question at all. And I think it's a great thing for the defense because that's, if you want to say a third reason why we haven't won the Super Bowl, it's probably the defense,
Yeah.
So
I actually brought that up, Tim, where I said last year with John Morton, the looks in camp for another first-year coordinator and Calvin Shepard, whereas he wasn't getting as good of looks in practice, and hopefully now with Petzing and it's year 2 for Shepard. Now that with how skilled and good the offense is. Yes, it's iron sharpens iron for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's flip to the O now, just and rip through that. I don't think there's as much offensively. I think there's a lot more kind of set in stone, and we've already talked about the center position, but stick with the O line for a sec. And again, everything I'm saying are things that and that we're saying are things that we're reading or hearing on other lines podcasts from these guys that are actually there at practice. So.
Boots on the ground at Allen Park.
The boys,
we're not there, but
we're not there yet.
We should get a press pass. Yeah, say we really should apply for that.
But just going across the line, Panay left tackle, no issue. No reason to even continue to talk about that. Left guard, Mahogany is another like pleasant surprise from camp. Really moving guys and that dirtbag mentality that he coined, as his own.
Love that nickname.
He calls himself the dirtbag.
Yep.
But he's healthy. He's moving guys in the run game. He's playing next to Panay Sewell, which is going to help. Mm-hmm. So I think I had a bold prediction that Ben Barsh was going to start at left guard. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Mahogany has the reins on that.
I saw a good quote from Mahogany while we're on topic with him is he really took accountability for his performance last year. He was very like, hey, I was not up to the standard of play that I deserve. The team deserves from me and what I expect out of myself. And I think a lot of it came in his pass protection and his pass pro grade, his pass blocking grade was really low. So, but yeah, now that he has Panay to his left, I think that's only going to help and make his life a bit easier now that, he's not dealing with Taylor Decker over there on the left. Not that Taylor Decker's a bad player by any means, but he's still unsigned. He's still on the streets months later.
Yeah, I haven't thought about him since you said that, but a bounce back Mahogany season would be huge. Talked about the center. I briefly touched on Tate early in this episode. Sounds like he's taken that year 1 to year 2 jump that you would expect a second round player to take. So that's really good to hear, which is why I don't want to mess with the center thing. Like, just let him be really good at right. Like, he could be a Pro Bowl right guard when it's all said and done. Like, he's got that potential, I think. And then right tackle, our first round pick, Blake Miller, is had his ups and had his downs, as you'd expect in your first rookie mini or training camp, going up against Hutch and guys like that. I still think he's the guy. They're working Larry Borum in here and there with the ones, but I think week one, if he's healthy, Blake Miller's your starting right tackle, and you're gonna have to be patient with him. He's gonna let up some sacks. He's gonna screw some things up, but his the ceiling there is pretty high compared to a Borum, and he should be fine.
Yeah, I think obviously we covered center already, and I think there were two question marks coming into the training camp in the season, this early season with the offensive line. It's left guard and right tackle. It's like, how does the first round rookie look at right tackle? And who wins this left guard battle, and how do they perform? And unfortunately, now that 2 question marks turns into 3 question marks with the Cade Mays injury. But this is something we just got a storm that we need to weather. I hate saying that. This is something that we just keep saying with the Lions when it comes to injuries, but it is what it is. And again, you'd rather have this happen now than happen in December. So let's just hope that. Again, it's the early season part of the schedule is a bit lighter. We can get through those games, have a winning record going into the bye, and then I know we got Green Bay at home coming after there. Maybe that's when Cade Mays makes his Lions debut is at Ford Field, the friendly confines of Ford Field versus the Pack.
I think we're back-to-back home games. It's packed Vikings coming out of the bye, so that would be nice. No crowd noise, like that would be great.
Yeah.
Moving to the outside receivers, we talked about Jamos, Saint, kind of like Panay. We don't have to really say much. We know he's an absolute stud. I think one of probably the bigger disappointments so far to start camp has been some inconsistency from Scott's boy Tesla, and mostly an inability to create separation when he's pressed. Now, I've seen some highlight reel catches that the Lions admin is putting out that he's making, which is awesome, but I think he is having to make these catches because he has a hard time separating from the defense. So one guy I wrote down though was Greg Dortch, who I even forgot that the Lions picked him up. I think he that wide receiver 3 spot that I think a lot of us assumed Tesla that was his. I think Dortch definitely gets, eats into that snap count just based off how the two of them have looked so far to start camp.
Yeah, these were my concerns with Tesla coming into the league, and I maybe no shade on Division 2. Hillsdale's Division 2, right? They're not D3.
Dude, yeah,
D2. No disrespect on D2 Hillsdale, but the
translation.
The translation from
Otterbein, man.
Yeah, we got to give a quick shout out to your Uncle Keith Otterbein, longtime coach, now retired of the Hillsdale Chargers, just a
legend.
Awesome but just regardless of the school, coming from a D2 level, transferring to Arkansas, obviously a big SEC school, but his production profile at Arkansas wasn't anything special. It was very much like this guy has athletic traits that are off the charts, but it still kind of remains to be seen if this guy is actually going to be a consistent receiver who can, again, get separation. And I'm disappointed to hear this, and I'm hoping that he can continue to develop, but it seems like he might be this kind of guy who kind of lives off these highlight catches. Oh, the cool one-hander. And it's a lot of his garbage time production last year was just, late in games and making these highlight reel catches in the end zone. And that's all fine and dandy, but man, it'd be nice for this guy that you traded multiple picks up to move up for and, invested pretty heavy draft capital in, is you want him to be out there on, 60 to 70% of your snaps, operating as a true wide receiver 3. But no, I think Greg Dortch is a great name to bring up. And he was someone, he's produced in this league before. He is the Cleve Ranger replacement. That's like a 4 years younger Khalif Raymond. He has return game juice. It's just that was part of that youth movement offseason that we talked about, back earlier.
Dude, he's shifty. Like, he's good.
Dude, I've been a Greg Dortch guy. I drafted him in our pair. Shout out the pair. 20 years, our 20th draft coming up in a few weeks. It's been a long time. We started this thing in 8th grade. I drafted Greg Dortch, and we have an auction league. I bid money on Greg Dortch. It did not work out for me. I must have just been attracted to the Drew Petzing offense. But I think that was a really nice little savvy signing. And yes, he is like the Khalif Raymond replacement. And there's a definite shot, and I wouldn't even call it a dark horse shot, that he plays more snaps than Tesla, at least early on in the season.
I don't know if I'm not ready to go there yet. But I do think Tesla has a lot
pressure.
Of food. And
pressure.
He's gonna play. Tesla's gonna play in these preseason games, I would assume.
He should. He better play.
Yeah.
Quick pivot. I think we should move to running back real fast. We've got a development yesterday as well with Isaiah Pacheco going down with an MCL sprain. Sounds like he should be good for week 1, but that's kind of a bummer. I will say, I feel like running back's one of those positions where, honestly, how much do the practice reps matter, especially for a vet where it's he's been in the league for a while. Running back is a lot of it is just hey, you got to learn the playbook and know where to be and when you're pass protecting, when you're getting the ball. I'd say that's probably one of the least important positions to miss practice reps. I meant to bring that up earlier when we were talking about Gibbs holding in. I'm honestly, just keep your legs fresh and, don't take a lot of hits. But
Vaki's out too.
Vaki's out.
Yeah.
Rocky broke his nose. I don't know how that happens with a face mask on, but so yeah, we're down to Jacob Sailors and I think Kai Robichaud. Great highlight out of him today.
Jabari, I think Jabari Small is a guy.
Jabari Small, yeah, number 26. So, man, I think that little crystal ball prediction that I put together, where keep your eye out for James Conner. I don't know if they're going to cut James Conner, but I think Trey Benson from Arizona. There's going to be another body added to this running back.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
I think you're probably right, and yeah, hopefully Pacheco can just rest the next couple weeks and be ready to go for give us 8 carries against the Saints and pass protect a few times. So that's probably something to watch for in these preseason games, is what running backs stand out, because there could be opportunity for one of these guys that they've signed in the last couple of days to be an RB3 week 1.
How many carries a game you guys think Jamhyr is getting realistically?
How about touches? Can we say touches?
Sure.
I think they're gonna try to get the ball 25 times a game.
I was thinking over 25.
I was gonna say positive game script. I think you see up to 18 to 20 carries with probably 4 to 5 targets in the receive. Yeah, they're trying to get the ball, whether it's through the air or on the ground, 25 times, somewhere low 20s.
Would that put him in the top workhorse kind of category of running backs in the league?
He is the unquestioned number 1 overall fantasy pick right now after the Montgomery trade. You just look at the Lions have a very favorable schedule. They have a great team environment, and his role is slated to be a complete workhorse. Yes, it's one of those rare roles where it's running game, yes, goal line rule, yes. I think they'll give a little bit to Pacheco down there, but I think Gibbs has shown he's great down there. He scores and inside the 5.
Yeah, he has 15 more touchdowns than Bijan. It's crazy. Yeah. He's the most touchdowns of all time.
So dynamic.
Let me hit a Lion slappy question. Does Gibbs finish his career as a Lion greater than Barry Sanders?
Ooh, that's a wild question.
It's
a great question.
I think
high bar. That's a high bar.
I think I think numbers wise, he will.
He's on the trajectory. I think Barry and we weren't really alive and conscious, obviously for the early part of his career, but then even when we were alive, we were so young and weren't really watching. I think Barry, the knock on him was he would do a lot of dancing, and then it would lead to he'd lose 2 yards, maybe lose 3 yards, but then he'd obviously burst for 20 plus or an explosive for a touchdown. I think Jamhyr is so good, and something underrated about him. he doesn't have those like loss, like those like a loss for -4, -3 yards where he just was like dancing and couldn't figure out. He's like super efficient on just like the basic down to down plays where he'll, get you 4 or 5 yards. But then he also obviously has every single time he touches the ball, he could go 80 yards to the house. And I think he does a great job at like moving forward and not getting stuck in the backfield, shifting east and west. He's like just so good at like this, like the little things getting through on between the tackles and also just getting into space and breaking free and outrunning everybody. He's special
sick,
back.
dude.
He's very elusive.
He's so good. Rip through tight ends real quick. Laporta starting to round into form. That's great to hear. Just coming off a back injury, which is sketchy. So we miss him a lot, man. I really think like
he's the
him going down was really caused some problems, and I forget Brock Wright got hurt too. So like at the end of the year, the tight end room was kind of wild out there.
Really sketchy room.
And
What about Tyler Conklin?
He was hurt.
He's banged up.
Really?
Conklin's banged up. Yeah. So
they've transitioned Jackson Meeks, former wide receiver. They've flipped him he's a tight end now. He bulked up. I think he added 25, 30 pounds. And like, he was a guy that was known for his blocking to begin with. I think special teams is a big thing for him as well. But yeah, Jackson Meeks is officially a tight end now on the roster, and
that could be fun. Like create some mismatches with linebackers and safeties.
For sure,
if he hasn't lost a ton of his burst by putting on weight. But yeah, that's a good call, Scott. And then quarterback, Goff is Goff. I think we know what we're gonna get with him. Excited to see what he does with Petzing. I think he could have an even better year than he did last year for many reasons. Petzing aligned. But our boy, Tim, your boy, Teddy Bridgewater, hung up the cleats.
Well, he's going to be fine.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. That's all you got. That's it.
You're just going to say, oh, he's going to be fine. I mean, you're not going to make a statement or a speech.
I liked his commercial, and I think he helps out with the kids. So
he does help out with the kids.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. And then
thanks, Teddy. You're going to be fine.
Teddy.
Thank
you're going to be fine.
You got to go, man.
Two glove Teddy.
But we got I was going to call him Freakazoid Josh.
The Pastronaut is the right nickname for Joshua Dobbs.
Did he go to Liberty or something, man?
Tennessee. He played at played at Tennessee. You're talking Joshua Dobbs, right?
Yeah, Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah, we got Dobbs in the cover. You're talking about.
I watched him in a horrible Thursday night football game one time.
Were you thinking Malik Willis went to live? Malik Willis.
Yeah. He was just one of those quarterbacks around there.
Yeah.
What's the worst like hypothetical Thursday night quarterback matchup of like quarterbacks that could play that are on rosters, but like
that's a good question.
JJ McCarthy.
JJ versus who's another Michigan?
Wait, Tim, can you pull up the Adam Schefter tweet that is just so like he should be
he's glazing JJ.
Yeah, he says that he basically wrote out a tweet as he's a Michigan grad, obviously, and
Adam Schefter criticized for showing clear bias in JJ McCarthy report.
Yeah, if you can pull up his tweet, it's just so like apparently obvious that his agent / or it's just Schefter's Michigan bias just bleeding out of him. He says that he was this is it. Will be forced to be a backup, as if it's like this is a circumstantial. Like
they're holding him hostage. He's forced to be the backup.
He's forced to be a backup. Oh, it's not his quality of play and his airmailing, 8-yard hitch routes over people's heads. It's just like
let Moscow rip on McCarthy.
Garrett, please have the floor.
You know what I say about that? I mean, first off, Adam Schefter, he's one of the most respected journalists in all of sports, but what a sap. Like that is like one of the most insane tweets I've ever seen in my entire life. That is so stupid. And JJ is just a handoff merchant. But people are just going to say, "Oh, well, he won a national title." Well, screw him. It's
You want to be on the record? Screw JJ McCarthy.
yeah, screw him.
On the record. That's a clip.
Yeah, clip that shit.
Clip it. Clip it.
54, 56.
And
Clip.
Papa Weiss is going to be like, "Oh, well, he's a national title." I'm like, well, whatever. Who gives a flying fuck?
It's like
What
funny.
about, like Josh Dobbs versus like Max Brosmer. That'd be
Yeah.
two former Viking. You're thinking Vikings right now.
Carson Beck against
Who's my North Dakota boy?
like Stetson
How
Bennett.
about our boy Nathan Peterman?
Nathan
Oh
Peterman.
my God. Remember Josh Freeman?
Yeah.
Josh,
Oh yeah,
he played at Tampa.
Yeah,
he was a Kansas State guy.
Yeah. I mean, there's all sorts of like funny backups in the league, like Tyson Bagent. Remember, the Bears tried they were trying to I don't know who.
Oh,
was
like
behind
he's the
them.
guy. Like they
They were trying to stir up we have a lot of trade interest. Like we don't want to part with we would need a first round pick to part with Tyson Bagent. It's like shut up. Like, come on. But I think this year, I mean, Cooper Rush, that's another name. Shout out Chippewas. That's a great one. He's got some run.
Glazers boy.
Yeah, so I think
Shout out
Cooper Rush
Glazer.
is one there, and then I'm just kind of playing around on our lads right now. Great website for just kind of peering around. They update their depth charts much better than ESPN or any of the other websites. So if you're looking for good depth chart information, go to our lads.
Dude, can I just say ESPN is not good.
Dude, it's bad. Our this is a total tangent here, but speaking on ESPN, our fantasy baseball league. We have a big. I wouldn't even call it a controversy because it was handled very swiftly. Shout out to me, the commissioner. But Clayton Reed and Matt Wilkinson share a team, defending champions. They're right. They're two-time champions. They picked up a player on this past Thursday's waiver run. It was like a miss. Angel Janau, as he's like a rookie for the Cleveland Guardians. Boo, Cleveland. But he's a good prospect. He just got called up. But anyway, they picked him up. But ESPN in their player pool had two players that were named Angel which there aren't two Angel Llanos. They just had a random reliever accidentally programmed to be Angel So they picked him up, and they weren't getting his stats for Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He hits a home run. He does, he had a good weekend of stats. And then I get a message from Clay and Matt yesterday being like, "Hey, ESPN totally glitched." It's just sad because they've totally ripped apart the
That's sad.
They used to devote legitimate resources and time and effort into their fantasy product, into their website, into their app. Now all that money, they've done all the layoffs. They've laid off a ton of really good people. I mean,
here, I'm going to pull up the app. I bet they have one stupid headline.
It's always terrible headlines. And dude, I was clicking out. Yeah.
Ready? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here we go, guys. This is an insane headline. I literally just opened this. High school player in Arkansas practices with Viper in helmet.
Nice. Nice.
What the hell?
It's sad. The people, I'm sure they rely a lot on AI for these kind of articles and these headlines. They've stripped themselves of so many legitimate journalists and people who have made great careers. I mean, shout out Carl Ravitch, man. It's sad. He's still doing the Little League World Series despite getting laid off last month. But
here's another one.
Finishing out the job.
White Sox's Pope hat giveaway draws crowd.
That's kind of cool.
Wild.
That's a top headline, though.
It is a slow time. JD, it is a slow time of year, so they're trying to find whatever. But that's not to stray away from the point. All to pay Pat McAfee $60 million a year, and it's pretty much when you go on and watch. I don't really watch ESPN much anymore, but when you do, it's all just former players. It's they used to have actual journalists and people that wrote about the league and would write about sports professionally, and now it's just former athletes that go on there. It's there was a thing. It was, do you remember Chris Canty? He was like a rotational defensive lineman for the Dallas Cowboys. He was like talking about basketball. It's like Chris Canty responds to like
What?
something about like Kawhi. It was like talking about like Kawhi Leonard's situation right now. I'm like, why is Chris Canty
I
offering?
do love Kendrick Perkins.
They overwork him though, man. He works like 80 hours a week. He's on every show. Kendrick Perkins is on every show. The guy
They
is
overwork Kendrick Perkins.
Have you guys ever seen Kendrick
Big
Perkins'
Kirk.
highlight video on YouTube?
No, I haven't watched it.
Dude, do yourself a favor. Some of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
He was like a high school, like he didn't go to college.
He did not. He was
Dude,
like,
he
top
sucked. He was so
bro. Hold on, Tim. He was the self-proclaimed heart and soul of that OKC Thunder team. He said he was the one that led them to the finals when they lost against the Heat.
We're an hour in and we're talking about Kendrick Perkins.
No, but there's like a brick compilation. It's pretty
No.
funny. Yeah.
Well, I think the last Lions related tidbit that I wanted to hit on was special teams related, and it's a little scary because it's Jake Bates' inconsistency.
No.
Yeah, that's doesn't.
Yeah, and he didn't have a great year last year. Like he was okay. After being really good the year before. So that's just you hope he gets that figured out. I have full faith in my favorite coach on staff, Dave Phipp, special teams wizard, to get him right.
Mm-hmm.
But something to watch. Something to watch in the preseason. Bates, get right, pal.
I love Bates.
Yeah.
Shout out Jake Bates. I think everybody loves him. What was he, a brick salesman? I think
Bates.
the ladies love him. I think they think he's cute.
Yeah.
He's got the hair. He's got the flowing hair. I will say one last
Hot
note.
as hell.
He's hot. Jake Bates is hot.
Jake Bates is a good-looking man.
He's got a boot, man. He's got a boot, and I think ladies see that and say, there's some translations there to other things. So I won't go
Like
any,
what?
I won't go any deeper.
Yeah.
Big legs, big legs, big feet. There's other things, but no. One last line. I'll move on. I'm being awkward now. We'll move on quick as we did work out Trevon Diggs. I think he was a name that we brought up on the Terrion episode 2 episodes ago as a dusty old veteran that's been around for a while. I don't think that workout led to a signing though. I think that was on Sunday it was over the weekend.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't sound like we're
classic like Mike Valeni being like, oh, you're working out Trevon Diggs, like things must be bad, like if you're doing that because he stinks, like, dude.
No, I think it's just that you want to have another body in case if there's an injury. I mean, you lost one, like you literally lost a first round pick corner that you're planning to start. It makes sense to find someone someone that you could potentially rely on to start games, but it makes you wonder. It's like they're clearly kicking the tires on guys, so it's something to keep an eye on over the next few weeks here.
They're just doing their due diligence.
Doing their due diligence. I'm curious to see. I think Rasul Douglas signed somewhere else. That was another cornerback that was a free agent last month, but we'll see. I think, speaking of cornerbacks getting workouts, Terrion Arnold's getting workouts. Seattle, and then now the New York Giants.
I'm sure someone's going to pick him up.
Yep.
He's going to be fine too, Tim, just like Teddy. He'll be fine.
I think I predicted that in the Terrion episode.
Yeah, I think you did. So let's wrap. Just what, like, one or two things you're excited to see on Thursday, like players, like whatever, it's preseason week 1. You're not going to see any like starters, obviously, but what are you guys most excited for? Are you excited to just see football on the TV, like Lions, Honolulu Blue?
Lead us off, Garrett.
Just to see like the young guys, just to go out there and to see what their development, obviously looks like through camp, and it's always fun to see like who can make some potential noise. And honestly, I hope to see Isaac Tesla, get better and better each rep. So my eyes on him.
I want to see two things. I want to see a sack, And I want to see a field goal go through the goalposts for Mr. Bates.
Okay. I like that. Who do you want to, like, do you have a guy that you'd like to see get the sack?
One of those guys you were talking about.
Okay.
I want to see Hassanin get a
Hassanin sack would be fun. All right. Hassanin sack and a Jake Bates field goal.
And Garrett wants to see the young guys have fun.
Okay.
I'll keep my eye out for not a specific player, but I'm excited to see, like, I don't know how much they'll actually, like, give away. I don't think you want to give away a bunch in preseason games, but I just want to see, like, the offense function and how Petzing puts together, like, just play calling, play sequencing, and how all that kind of, like, looks and gels together. And, like, just, is there a lot of pre-snap motion? Is there just a lot of ways to confuse the defense? I'm excited just to see how the offense, like, functions and operates under Drew Petzing.
I love it. I think I'm most excited to watch Ennis Rakestraw. I really liked that pick a lot. Like, I loved it. I remember he was linked to us in the first round that year. Had we not traded up for Terrion. But I feel for the guy. He seems like a great kid. He's gotten 2 years worth of bad injury luck. I also think we need him to be the second round pick that we wanted him to be. And he's got a cool name and he's swag too.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that in action.
Curious, do you guys, this is tangentially related, do you guys think they've already moved it down from 4 preseason games to 3. I still think 3 is, like, too much. Do we really need 3 preseason games?
No.
I could even argue that you could get away with 1 based on all the practice reps that you get. But yeah, I'd say 2 seems like the right number, but
Yeah, I guess 1, a lot of teams do the joint practices. Like, 1 would probably be fine, but, like, I don't know. I think 2 is good.
Yeah. So
all right, my final question, and everybody has to answer this because everybody on this podcast played high school football.
Yep. Some better than others.
Hey, everyone played. Who was the best football player that you shared the field with in your high school football career? And that's teammate or opponent. Like, the best football, like, you stepped on the football field. Who was the best football player you ever stepped on the football field with? Garrett?
I mean, I would. He's still the best kicker I ever seen, Ryan Miner.
Let's go.
Wow!
Shout out Ryan Miner. He's a great dude. Great dude.
I thought you were gonna say Joey Bianchini.
I could say Joey Bianchini. He was a little firecracker who always gets in the backfield.
I thought it was Adam Fenton for sure.
You can say for sure Adam Fenton because he was
Edwin Baker.
Oh yeah, Edwin Baker. Or I actually have a story about Edwin Baker. So it was my junior year. So we actually scrimmaged. We scrimmaged Oak Park, and there was one play where I got through I play nose guard actually, so I got through the line, and then Edwin Baker was doing a dive play, so I ended up getting his leg, and I took him down, but I had no idea who it was at the time, so I got back to the sideline, and my good buddy Joe Faisang, who lives in Texas, by the way, he said, "Did you have any idea who you just tackled?" I'm like, "No, you just tackled Edwin Baker." I'm like,
Joey Faisang.
That's actually a pretty good story. So, yeah.
Garrett.
That's
good.
Awesome.
Tackled Edwin Baker, who I think
Edwin Baker.
He made it to the league.
Oh yeah,
he did. He was on the Saints.
Saints, Browns. He had a couple. Dude, he had like a couple like fantasy viable. It was like week 16 where just the depth chart gets kind of hurt with injuries, and he was like getting starter run for
Yeah.
a little bit. He was a fantasy viable. I remember like picking him up in a league. I mean, this was like 12 years ago now, but Garrett, that's a great answer. It's a great story.
But Ryan Miner is better.
Ryan Miner's
Ryan Miner can kick a field goal with blindfolds on. I mean, that I've never seen I never seen a kicker in my life who was so accurate and he could just boot the shit out of the ball. I mean, it was an honor sharing the field with him. And my freshman year, when I first, I moved from Farmington Hills to Birmingham, I would always hold the ball during before we started practice. He would just kick the ball, and it's just goes like 50 feet, like pure straight. It was just I never seen anything like that in my life.
The holder, you had the best point of view.
Oh, it was great. It was excellent.
He kicked a nice ball.
He did. But also shout out the 1-8 senior year team. That was phenomenal. A fucking phenomenal job on our end. So when you have three Division 1 linebackers, you got Brian O'Connor, Jeremy Altman, and Adam Fenton. How the hell you still go 1-8? I mean,
Kessel played at Cincinnati. It's a tight end, right?
Yeah, Kessel. Yeah, he was a tight end. He did go play at Cincinnati for a little bit, but I was honored to share the field with some great athletes.
Speaking of stories involving Joe Faisang, Joey, shout out Joe. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in too long. Him and David,
huge fan of the podcast.
Him and David Bender wrestling in Peter's basement. I'll never forget. That got clipped. That was an Arby Show episode.
Yes, it is. I have.
Bender versus Faisang in front of the TV. Bender's just throwing his elbows because that was like his signature move. That just dawned on me. That's a great story.
Tim, who's your best football player?
Well, I gotta say Chris Barr, even though I never played on the team with him, but he was on white and I was on red, and then he was on varsity when I was on JV. But I gotta say Chris Barr, but my other answer is Keon from East Hills.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
Keon Collier.
Keon Collier played at. He was big at Groves. He was good at Groves.
Keon on East Hills. Well, it was like I played with Greg Joseph too. Greg Joseph was incredible at running back my 7th grade year. That dude would stiff arm the first tackler. He would just score 3 touchdowns a game, and he was like 6'2". And I thought it was the most. I was just on the sideline going, oh, he's going to the NFL, man. That's the best tailback I've ever seen.
Keon's a good answer.
And Greg Joseph, I guess, he was amazing.
Barzy was so good. He was
Barr in pick. I mean, obviously we played against him in real football, or played with him against him in practice a lot. Obviously, he was playing corner, we were receivers, but in pickup football, Chris Barr was just like a cheat code, and it just quarterback, receiver, run, like the ball gets in his hands. He was just unbelievable.
Yeah, he was so good.
It's a great athlete. Everything he did, baseball, basketball, he was so good at everything.
Yeah, Barzy, shout out.
I was just texting him the other day. I was in Honolulu for a couple hours. We went to Pearl Harbor during our layover. Wasn't able to link up with him. He was on the north side of the island, but I tried. I tried to get a quick meetup while we were down in Honolulu for a few hours.
Who's your guy, Scott?
A couple names came to mind. As a teammate, I want to say Chris Barr is a great answer. I mean, he's right there. As a teammate, I think Sean Conway's one. He was just an absolute stud. He was like just very effortless in terms of like he was just so naturally gifted and talented and could just glide and just make it look really easy. So Sean is definitely an answer. I'd say there was a stretch of running backs that we played our junior year. I wasn't playing defense, but I was watching from the sideline. It was Dakota Ogles from Hazel Park, and then Terrell Porter from Berkeley.
Yes,
and Anthony
Terrell
Garber.
Porter. He was really good.
He went off against us. But, dude, actually the one that I saw to be most impressed by was Anthony Garland, who ended up playing at Central Michigan at I believe he was the Oak Park? Ferndale. He was at Ferndale. So those are my answers. I will say, guys that kind of panned out and played like big minutes in college and NFL were, Devin Funchess and Aaron Burbridge. That was pretty crazy lining up against them in the playoff game against Harrison. The first play that I came out and played, I was like half injured during that game. I was playing like maybe half the snaps, but I went out, split out wide. I see Devin Funchess, number 5, just trailing with me and coming to jam me at the line. Then Aaron Burbridge was 10 yards over the top, kind of shading me playing safety. I was like, yo, I am not that good. I don't know why you're putting 2 Division I future NFL players up on me. It was just, I don't think it was a me thing. It was just because I was split out on that end to myself. But I think it was trips to the other side. But Funchess, he was not trying. I remember I wanted to like block him. He didn't give a shit. He was just he didn't give a shit about that game. But
Devin Funchess is playing basketball overseas professionally right now.
Where's
no
that?
way. That's sweet.
I think like in the Caribbean or something. I looked this up. We went down memory lane.
Wow.
That's sweet.
Yeah, I somewhere on Wikipedia. Yeah, professional basketball career. Oh yeah, he was playing professional basketball in Colombia as of 2024.
That's absolutely wild.
Dude, you should make a pit stop to Columbia while you're down there, Tim.
Yeah, you should.
Go cheer on Devin.
Farmington Hills, Harrison.
I was gonna say Burbridge. Burbridge.
AB.
He was just insane. Insane.
Who was the DCD guy? It's Kenny Knight.
Benny Fowler.
Yeah.
That was
Pretty sure we played against Malik McDowell at Southfield.
No,
after we
graduated.
Yeah. My senior year, my first game was against DCD, and we played against Benny Fowler, and he tore us up.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, Benny Fowler.
We only lost like 21-7. That was it.
Dude, he had a nice little career in the league. He won the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning on that Broncos team.
He did.
Benny Fowler made it. I mean, obviously a great Spartan, just like Burbridge. We love our Spartan dogs.
And just like great Spartan.
Last question before we go, JD, to your answers, Burbridge.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Spartans, there's a lot of buzz going on. Pat Fitzgerald has the program recharged. Boys, what's the record this year? What are we doing?
I'm thinking I think we can go either 6-6 or 7-5.
4-8.
Pick one, Garrett.
7-5.
Hell yeah. JD says 4-8.
4-8.
6 wins.
6-6 for Tim. All right, I'll be in the middle. I'll be middleman Dan, 5-7. I don't see us. It's the talent isn't there. It's a tough schedule.
It is a tough schedule.
Middleman Dan. All right, we'll see how it looks this year, guys. I mean, I could see us. None of us are right. We go 3-9, or maybe we go 8-4 or 9-3. But we sprayed the board. We've got 4 different record predictions there. We'll look back around Thanksgiving and see who was right.
Well, we got Lions preseason this Thursday. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what time kickoff is, but we'll be tuned
like
in.
7:30 or something like that.
And now
Do we know how to watch? Should we tell our viewers? Let's look this up. Where do we watch and how do we watch? And what time is this game?
It is
7 o'clock on NFL Plus.
No, they'll
ABC,
have
CBS, Fox.
They'll have
it's not on like FartTube streaming service that you have to pay $28 a month for, and
it's usually on just like Fox.
Regular.
Yeah, they usually have like stream. They always have like a.
It's like the news like broadcast it.
Yeah.
Like
with Danny Rogers, but Danny Rogers is now no longer with the Lions, so that's a big loss.
Who the hell is Danny Rogers?
You know who Danny Rogers is?
No,
I can't say I know who Danny Rogers.
She's awesome. She was a sideline reporter for the Lions, but she just got hired by a Woodward.
Wait a sec, guys. I found an article here published yesterday. The Tigers are going to get their announcers stolen to go have Jason Benetti is going to be commentating the preseason game with TJ
Really?
Lang.
Yeah, he did that. He did that last year.
Wait, this is BS. We already lose Benetti. We already lose Benetti every Sunday night. This is bringing back like old trauma of just being neglected. I'm just getting a little like scared that, you know, something that I love, Jason Benetti, just keeps getting like stolen away from me. I feel vulnerable. He's, like I said, he's gone every Sunday. That's actually, come on. Why would he go and do a preseason game over? The Tigers are making a playoff push. He needs to be at Comerica Park. He cannot be at a preseason NFL game watching like Jacob Sailors rock the ball 11 times for 38 yards. Like, come on.
He's a workhorse.
Grant Stewart returning kicks.
Oh, that was such BS. So, yeah, the game is on Local Fox 2,
right.
7 o'clock with Jason Benetti calling it, TJ Lang.
Fun.
And don't forget, a high school player in Arkansas practiced with a Viper in his helmet.
That's some great goddamn reporting.
Be careful, kids.
My 5-year-old nephew can write better than that.
It was a 2-foot cottonmouth.
Send Michael after them.
I'm speechless.
Is that all, Tim?
That'll do it.
What's our next show?
The 25th, right? 2 weeks from today. Are we good for that? Tim,
Let's do it.
Yeah, day before my birthday.
Will you be back in Madison at that point, Tim, or are you still going to be local?
Be in Detroit.
Let's go.
Yep. Last one.
Live show?
Yes.
I'm in. Let's get together before you go back to Wisconsin and
let's do it.
Live.
You said you had
Do a
last.
live airing.
What? Yep.
You said you had like one more thing.
Well,
or something?
Tim, have fun in Brazil.
Thanks, guys. Obrigado.
When you go to Brazil, Tim, I need to tell you to be careful. Stay safe.
Receive, dude. Eu vou para Brasil esta sexta-feira para 10 dias. Eu vou ter tempo inovidável. Eu vou estranhar vocês muito, mas me pode ligar a qualquer momento. Hoje.
Is that Russian?
I just said the Lions are winning the Super Bowl.
And on that note,
peace. Thanks, sir. Thank you for allowing me to be on this awesome podcast. You guys are awesome. You got Michael and Garrett, the two guests.
Cousin Mike and Garrett.
The guests.
Thank you.